I'm often reminded of people have said, well, if we do what we've always done, we can get what we've always got. Well, First Data Western Union has been very profitable, very good business for several years, but it hasn't remained the same. And that whole analogy, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got, is not correct, because it's only true if everything else remains the same. And the world does not remain the same. The customers don't remain the same. Their needs are different. Our competition is not going to remain the same. So we've got to make a change. So we take an assertive position and try to make that change before it happens to us.
Six Sigma is a unit of measure that just simply determines the capability of your process. A process is really just a sequence of activities that achieve a specific desired outcome. A process could be really when you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth and you put your clothes on. You have a sequence of events that you go through. Our goal is to always continuously improve our processes, and that's what Six Sigma is all about.
I've never seen anything like this. This is a true methodology. It teaches you tools, the follow-throughs there, the measurements there, the improvements there. I mean, when you look at the DMAIC process, which is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control, it's all the steps. It's the only quality improvement program that I've seen that seems to be working. It's immediate results.
We actually do what we call a Six Sigma Kaizen event. And the Kaizen word comes from the Japanese. K-A-I actually means change, and Zen actually means good. Six Sigma is good change.
So I guess when Six Sigma came along and said, hey, look at what you're doing. Take a week out. Let's map out everything you're doing. Find the defects in it. Identify what's value added. And then that's how we build our processes.
So first we have to identify and define what is value-added activity. So we define value-added is it important to the customers who want to pay for it? Is it done right the first time? And does it transform the product? We find a lot of times there's only maybe 3 in a 100-step process that meet those 3 criteria. So then we focus around those 3 value-added steps and say at the beginning of the euphoria, if we only use those 3 and nothing else, then what would it look like?
Yes, it was tiring because we were using our brains so much, but it was exciting to see what we were coming up with to change the process.
It's an extremely exhausting week. You start on Monday with some training. Tuesday, you're going through a detailed process map. By Wednesday, you're ready to make improvements in that process. And by Thursday, you're confirming that those improvements that you've made are actually implemented and changed. And on Friday, you're doing a report out to senior leadership. It's an emotional roller coaster ride. It's an extremely tough week with no breaks. But the team is excited. They have a lot of fun. And many of them continually want to do it over and over again.
When you sit in the room during a Six Sigma Kaizen event, you feel like you have that ownership and that empowerment. And what matters is the customer, meeting the customer needs. What matters most is getting rid of the defects, eliminating the waste. Those were the things that matter the most. And everyone had that same goal, and everyone shared those same ideas, and it was just great.
We just got together with a whole group of people from different departments, and you got to see everybody's, participation. It was great.
When you flow a process and in the current state that it's in, you can just see how ridiculous the steps are and how much you're stepping over people and all of the handoffs and all of the things that fall through the crack.
You see one step and you're like, well, there's more steps to it. You put one blanket one up there that you thought would cover all the handoffs and walking back and forth, and that's what we did. And so we just kept adding stickers on. And by the end of the process, you're looking like, oh my God, we do this every day, and it's ridiculous.
More like, wow, why are we doing that? I'm like, I can't believe we're doing this, but we're also doing this. And I mean, it's the same exact thing. Why are you guys doing it and we're doing it also?
If you could have seen the room, first of all, and how we had the whole room filled with what we did from the beginning until how we cut it down. I mean, we had 3 walls of all these little tags of papers all over the place, and we cut it down to where it was one small sheet. We had condensed all our time.
Then we get into an analyze phase where we start analyzing why are things the way they are, what can we do about this, brainstorming, and actually some of it we refer to as try-storming, where we'll actually go in and try some things, not just think about it, but actually make it visual, simulate it if we have to.
Once we got into this week and into the thick of the process, their eyes opened to what can be done, not whether it's being handed off to Susie or Joe 42 times and what they're doing with it, but actually getting the product to the customer quicker.
We have new ways to do things now, and it's an opportunity to play in this new organization in creating the FDC of 2010. We all have a legacy of what we've done, but I think it's going to be more fun to create the future, and you can do that every single day.